Philippians 2:3-4 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or empty pride, but in humility consider others more important than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also the interests of others. And that reminded me a lot of the article we read this week. In the article, it talked about how the values of a counselor who is oriented toward like a social justice mindset, that they are always looking out for the best interests of their clients, and that they are really honoring where the client is at, not trying to force them into a box of their own expectations, but really honoring where they're at. And I think that not only is that does that match the verse that I just mentioned, it really matches Jesus's whole example that he gave to us. He was constantly, he was social justice. Jesus is justice. And everywhere he went, he was a light in that way. He was constantly loving people where they were at. He was constantly reaching across social barriers. He was constantly enabling people to be something that they couldn't have been prior to knowing him. And I really think that that kind of is my golden rule as a counselor, is I want to be, when I'm in that room with my client, I want to be a conduit for God's love and acceptance of just who they are, not what they're doing, but who they are as a unique individual. And I want to be able to see all of the issues that are affecting them, whether it's social or psychological or spiritual, or not that I can see everything, but like I want to look for those things. I want to go beyond go beyond what my own personal expectations would be, and really see what they need me to see, and really love them in a way that like Jesus would if he were sitting in the room. And that might mean in certain situations that I need to do something outside of that room. Maybe I need to empower them to do something in order to break down some sort of societal barrier, or maybe I need to actually go out and fight for them. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I do know there's very likely going to be situations like that. In the meantime, a step that I can take to right now get closer to being able to do that, I would say I would just want to start having more conversations with people who I wouldn't generally have conversations with. I'm not stuck up or anything, but I'm not like super outgoing. So I kind of don't really just initiate a lot of conversations. And if I do, they're kind of shallow. I want to start asking questions. I want to start getting to know people where they're at, and really getting to see all of the things that make the people around me who they are. I think that by doing that, I will be enabling myself to have a better image of what goes into these issues prior to becoming a counselor.